Greetings, this is Brian from NuTech Cleaning Systems and the ObserveX Consulting Group. We're doing part 3 of our Building Your Business series, business support system that we're putting together for small business owners or people that think they might want to be a small business owner. This is number 3. Again, I encourage you to go back and watch number 1 and number 2. Just kind of watch them in order, and I think the pieces will come together one at a time for you. So in 3, we're going to be talking about planning. And in one of the second videos, we talked about the 3 Ps that we're taught: people, product, and process, and how they always forget about the 4th one, which is planning, which is so vitally important to not only the survival, but even lowering stress levels and all that stuff, because you have your kind of ducks in a row. So we're going to talk about planning, and as we go through this planning series over the next series of videos, we're going to talk about setting goals, marketing, which drives sales. Then we're going to talk about staffing those sales so that we can support these first parts of it. And then we're going to talk about management and staff meetings, which is also part of setting goals and all these other things that come into play to make all these things piece together the right way. So in setting goals, if you already have a business, and in one of the first videos I talked about in your 4th quarter, your last quarter of the year. So for 2018, in 2017, those last 3 months of 2017, we should have been doing some very serious planning, and it doesn't have to be 8-hour meetings. Those are not effective. They don't work. Most people know that after about 45 minutes, no one's really paying attention anymore anyway. So as you have these meetings, whether it's with yourself and your wife, or whether it's you and your first couple staff, or if it's you and your entire staff, you want to keep these meetings shorter and more effective, more pinpointed to what you're trying to do. And we'll talk about meetings real specifically as we get down and through the series. But goals. So as we're going into that last quarter, we're setting goals. Now, within that, I don't want people to get confused, because you set your main goals for the upcoming year. Those are goals that you want to hit, you think you can hit. Maybe you can't hit them and you don't care. You're going to try really hard to hit them. And if you don't hit them, you're still going to be further ahead than you were in 2017. All those are good things. There's nothing wrong with any of those scenarios. Now, within 2018, once we hit 2018 and we're moving, then we do other kinds of goal setting meetings. For example, you might have set your original goals like, we want to earn X amount of new customers in 2018. Well, you may, as you're tracking that progress, you may find in your planning meetings that you're ahead of pace, or maybe you're not ahead of pace. Maybe you're behind pace. So you have to come together for more of these smaller meetings that are more pinpointing, like, where are we? Where are we going? It doesn't make sense to make goals in the last quarter of 2017 if you're going to blow them off all through 2018. These goals should be written. They should be part of your meeting minutes, which we'll also talk about in one of the upcoming meetings, which is a requirement when you own a business that most people don't even talk about. So we'll talk about those as well. But in those things, you have them documented, you have written down. Now, in our company, we use marker boards. They're in just about every office, where they can literally open up a professional marker board and see what their own individual goals are and our company goals are, so we're all striving to meet those goals. So they're documented, so we can check them off as we go. And then, so we might be into the first quarter, maybe the second quarter, meeting the middle of the year. Maybe we've already hit the goals. We, at NuTech, we've actually had goals where we set them, we thought, man, it's going to be really hard, and then some miraculous way, halfway through the year, we've already hit them. We're like, wow, this is awesome. So then what do? You just say, cool, we hit it, we're done? Absolutely not. That's why we're always setting new goals. So if you hit the goals in advance, you should automatically be prepared to set new goals so that you can keep performing throughout the year and really get yourself to where you want to go. So we're going to be talking about that, setting goals. Goals are multiple tiered when you're setting goals. People think of setting goals as just numbers, money. We did 10,000 a month last year. This year we want to do 12,000 a month, or 15,000 a month, or 20 or 100, whatever your numbers are. Number goals are great, but if they're not followed up with a plan to get the numbers, they don't really mean much. They're just what we call if-come. If they come in, we get the goals. That's not a good way to reach goals. You want to have goals through marketing and sales strategies that make sense, that are tracked, documented, and if something's not working, that's okay too. We can divert and change so that we can still meet our goals. So Planning for setting goals. Now, goals can also be set that are not numerous. In other words, they have nothing to do with numbers. They can be goals that are set for, we'd like to see our staff in better uniforms in 2018. Maybe we want to upgrade the quality of our shirts. Maybe we want to, instead of a screen print, we want to move up to embroidery. You know, maybe those are goals you want to set for 2018. Maybe your trucks all look nice, but they don't have good signs. Maybe your signage on your truck is old school, it's out of date, it doesn't look good. Maybe you want to hire a professional company that can design you really nice wraps or what have you. That could be a goal. That's all part of a planning meeting for your next upcoming year. You know, you could set all different goals. They're not just wrapped around numbers. Indirectly they are, because they all come back to the numbers. But you know, you can create improvements in all those things. Improvements setting goals could be an improved training manual for your employees. It could be an employee manual that is just, if you work here, these are the requirements for working here. These are things, you know, laws change, different things change. These are goals you should be looking at on a regular basis, not just, hey, I want to get more sales next year. Well, everybody wants that. But what are the pieces of that puzzle that bring all those things together that get you to where you want to go? Those are the kind of things in this series we're going to continue to talk about. So in setting these goals, one of the important things is going to be marketing, which is going to be our next video. Marketing, we're going to talk real specifically about the things that do not work, the things that do work, okay? The things, why marketing fails is a really big piece of what we're going to be talking about in our next video. There's a couple parts of this segment I want to tell everyone that's watching this that are going to become really, really important. And I'm telling you, this planning section, as we dig into marketing, sales strategies, how do we staff, and then how do we manage these things through our staff meetings. This is all going to come together in this series, but then we're going to go, after this series, we're going to the next big one, which I know everybody's going to want to know about, which is employees, how to hire. How do we interview people correctly? How do we deal with employee problems? How do we deal with paying our employees? What's a fair rate in the industry that we're in? So on and so forth. We're going to talk about all those strategies and how to piece those together too. So right now, we've talked about whether you're built to be a business owner, whether you should be a business owner. Now we're going to talk about planning in the next series here, and then we're going to go into employees. So we're going to tackle some really big things really, really quickly. It's going to be exciting and it's going to be really good for you. I watch the forums all the time, and there's always these questions in there that are so generically basic and simple, but these guys really don't know what to do. They're great at what they do. They're great cleaners. They're great restoration guys. But when it comes to employees, they're lost, or setting goals, they're lost. So as we tackle this entire series and move into the employee series, it's going to be a great, probably 8 to 10 videos that you guys are really going to be able to wrap your heads around and create a train of thought that makes you successful in your business for your family and your staff. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.